In this episode of Talking About Orks, we're going to be going over Warbikers. Warbikers the stats haven't changed much, so they are 14-inch move, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 5, strength 4, toughness 5 because they're on a bike, 2 wounds, so an extra wound there, 2 attacks, leadership 6, 4 up save, and you get the boss knob, which has strength 5, toughness 5, 3 wounds. And this unit contains 3 Warbikers, including 3 additional Warbikes, up to 6 additional Warbikes, or up to 9 additional Warbikes. So they are again limited to only 12. Just like in the index, I wish they would be back up to 15 like they were in the previous codex, but it's no such luck. So they are equipped with a, let's see, each model rides a Warbike equipped with 2 Daka guns. Any model may take a Slugga and or Choppa, so that's pretty much, since there's 0 points, you're always going to, they just assume they have Slugga and Choppas. But you do actually have to indicate that on your army list, just so you know. To keep that in mind when you're putting Warbikes on an army list, make sure you write down Slugga Choppa for 0 points, otherwise they don't have them. The boss knob may replace the Slugga and Choppa with items from the knob's weapon list, and any model may take stick bombs. They have Here We Go, Mob Roll, Daka Daka Daka, and they are speed freaks. I've played Warbikes. I played Warbikes a lot. I played Warbikes under the Villages Defiant Cult of Speed Specialist Detachment, where they have a 32-inch move, thanks to the stratagem. And the best part about Warbikes, and you give them Evil Sons, of course it has to be Evil Sons to get the extra 2 inches, because they are speed freaks, so they get an extra inch above the Evil Sons, so they have a base 16-inch move, which even without the Cult of Speed detachment is still really good, because if they can move and advance, then you have, 16 plus D6 plus 1, so 17 plus D6 move just normally. Now if you're playing just Codex, you are going to need a Death Killer War Trike for these guys to advance and charge. But if you have access to the index units, of course the War Boss got fact where he can, the War Boss on bike got fact where he can affect Warbike units, allow them to charge as well. So the 2 big problems with Warbikes is there's not enough models to be effective in close combat, and 2, they're really expensive for what you get. They're essentially boy stats for nearly 3 times the cost. For more than 3 times the cost, actually. About a boy is 7 points, these guys are 23, which is a good points drop from the index, and it dropped 5 points, but it's not enough. You need to drop at least another 5 back to the 4th edition Codex price of 18 points each. Because played them, you get up there, they're actually decent. The shooting is awesome. 6 per model with, and if you play Evil Sons, of course, you can advance and shoot without penalty. If you play Bad Moons, you can shoot and reroll 1s and Daka Daka Daka. So 6 times 12 is 72 shots. That's a lot of Daka Dakas, and they are strength 5 shots. So that really helps a lot. But once they get in, but then they charge and they don't do much because they don't get the benefit of the extra attack from having 20 models. Even if you could take 20, you can't. They can't mob up to something bigger because they're not infantry, and they're just way overpriced. So Warbikers are kind of a disappointment. I like them because they're incredibly fast. They have really good shooting, but they don't have the close combat to back up that speed. There just isn't enough attacks. There isn't enough damage there, or threat in close combat with these guys, compared to, say, a full unit of 30 boys. Which, again, they're a disappointment. They really are. They could be a lot better. They need to go up to 15 models. They need another price drop, significant price drop. Just like the Knob Bikers, they are way too expensive for what you get. I said at least another 5-point drop, back down to 18. Because with 2 wounds and only 4 up save, they really don't have a lot of survivability. They are a one-trick pony where you run up and you shoot and you assault, you tie something up for a turn that was going to shoot the rest of the stuff, and then they die horribly. And there's really no way to keep them around. You can probably keep them around breaking heads. They do have mob rules, so if you do jump some boys next to them, at least you'll be able to maybe keep some mob rule, keep them around when they all die. But Or you have the warlord trait from the Cult of Speed, which gives them fearless if they've advanced and are next to the war trike. But they are going to suffer from leadership because there's not enough models. They're going to suffer from not enough combat power because there's not enough models. And they suffer from just too many points. So while they are way better than knob bikers, they're still way overcosted for what you get out of them. They're playable, but not really competitively. They're not horrible, unlike knob bikers, again. But I stopped playing them because they're just too expensive for what you get. And that's what I found, is that you run up. It's a fun thing. You tell your opponent, hey, yeah, these guys are going to move 32 inches first turn. And they're like, oh my god, I don't want orcs that close to me. And you get there, and they don't do anything. And they're like, oh, well, that was a disappointment. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm the one playing them. And that's what I found every single time I played Cult of Speed, is that they are a threat. They are more of a mental threat than they are an actual threat on the board. Which might be useful, but not always. So I played Warbikers a lot. I played Warbikers in the Cult of Speed detachment. And 32-inch move, being Evil Sons, of course, being that 32-inch move is fun. It's a lot of fun. To bam, put your bikes across the board, turn one, and then do something. And then they just don't do anything. I mean, the shooting is pretty good. There's no doubt. If they're all there, that's 72 shots with Daka. If they're Evil Sons, they can advance and shoot without penalty. If they're Bad Moons, you get to reroll ones with Daka. So that's a significant amount of shots. At strength 5, does help over strength 4, for sure. I don't know how these guys would work under freebooters if you get that +1 to hit. I don't know. That might be worth trying out. I doubt it, because the points are they're just too many points. Again, then you go back to 18 points like they were in the 4th edition Codex. And until they do, they're just going to be meh. They're playable, no doubt. Especially for any sort of casual or fun games, they're more than playable. Unlike knob bikers, which are just horrible. Completely horrible. These guys are actually kind of playable in like narrative, or especially if you want to play Cult of Speed. I would play the Cult of Speed detachment with these guys almost every time, just for the fun part of having that double move. But don't expect to see these on top competitive tables anytime soon, unless they can somehow get a significant price drop and hopefully more models. Go back up to 15 as well. Probably I would highly doubt either of those are going to happen, but that's what they need. They need a price drop. I think at 18 points a model, they'll be back where they need to be. But I would have to, of course, try them out if that ever happens. So what do you think about Warbikers? I think they're playable, but not great. Or not even really good, but they are playable. And they're a lot of fun to play. And again, the models are always awesome. Even my old Gorka Marco ones are still awesome. But if you play them, let me know what you think, on your thoughts below on Warbikers. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orcs. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orcs videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.